Great Depression. Japan experienced the deepest economic downturn in modern history during 1930 to 1932. This should not be confused with the banking crisis of 1927. There were two causes of this depression. First, the Meiji Party government deliberately adopted a deflationary policy in order to eliminate weak banks and firms and to prepare the nation for the return to the pre-war gold parity. Second, the Black Thursday, or the Wall Street crash of October 1929, and the ensuing Great Depression in the world economy had a severe negative impact on the Japanese economy. During these years, because of wartime devastation, Japanese economy was in shambles. There's a massive laying off of workers and economic recession because Japanese goods became less competitive in the international market. In 1950s, state bank loans to private companies prevent them from bankruptcy, and medium-sized companies protested against tax increases. The major concern of Japanese economy during this time was capital accumulation and export promotion. By the late 1960s and early 70s, there were signs of decline in LPD support. Dissatisfaction with the party's handling of domestic labor issues, Japan's involvement in the Vietnam War, combined with growing doubts about the effects of unbridled growth and the increasing dangers from pollution, all undercut the party's popularity. The effects of so-called Nixon shocks in 1971, which allowed the yen to rise against the dollar and restricted the US-China and hence the Japan-China relationship, were compounded in 1973 by the OPEC oil prices that threatened the underpinnings of Japan's post-war prosperity and LPD's political hegemony. In 1991, the asset bubble burst, ushering in Japan's last decade. The economy continued to struggle into 2000s. Japan experienced a period of economic stagnation and price deflation known as Japan's lost decade. While the Japanese economy outgrew this period, it did so at a pace that was much slower than other industrialized nations. During this period, the Japanese economy suffered from both a credit crunch and a liquidity trap. A liquidity trap is an economic scenario in which households and investors sit on cash, either in short-term accounts or literally as cash on hand. A credit crunch is an economic scenario in which banks have tightened lending requirements and for the most part do not lend. In 2006 to 2009, Bank of Japan engages in several attempts at hikes followed by subsequent earnings. Early rate hikes are attempts to survive falling money market, which are harmed by low rates for long periods. Focus moves to international market as Japan suffers GDP drop due to US financial crisis. The years from 2001 to 2008 are a long period of slow but steady growth for the Japanese economy. Bank of Japan also creates a new lending facility which is recently being utilized to provide short-term financing. Japan's economy was the envy of the world before succumbing to one of the longest-running economic crises in history. Many different lessons can be learned from Japan's financial crisis, ranging from the underlying causes to potential solutions.